So guys, this is Sam and I'll be doing a presentation on the types of muscles in the body and how they are activated. Let's get it. So yeah, as you can see, the exercise that we'll be doing with my volunteer is the shoulder external rotation and pulley machine. So we don't have a pulley machine, so we're just gonna do it like manually. So as you can see, the arm is kind of contracting and is eccentric at the same time. So the plane of movement in the arm is coronal and the axis of rotation is sagittal and the type of joint is the ball and socket obviously, and the action of the joints is adduction and extension of the elbow. The muscles activated is the teres teres minor, which is at the slightly here at the back. Connect. These are two muscles: the teres major and the teres minor, which is slightly here at the back, and middle deltoid is like here, and the posterior deltoid is kind of like here in the back. Yes, and the arm is moving eccentric and concentric. So guys, we are back at it again. So the type of exercise I'll be doing now is called the lat pull down. So as you can see, my volunteer here is doing a quite good demonstration of it. So as you can see, the plane of movement here, it is sagittal, all right? And the axis of rotation is frontal. And the joint type is ball and socket, hinge, and scapula thoracic. Sorry about the pronunciation. And the action of the joints is flexion. Uh, the muscles activated here are the biceps and the latissimus dorsi, which is this whole part here, and the red deltoids, which are here, basically. So as you go up, the biceps contracts, yes, and the triceps do the exact opposite, which is eccentric. So the muscle activation is concentric and eccentric. Yeah. So guys, the next exercise my volunteer is offering to do is the push up. So as you can see, it is the plane of movement here is sagittal because he is only moving like the upper parts of the body only, and the axis of rotation here is frontal, and the joint type is hinge joint, and the action of the joints is, can you do one push-up please, is extension, adduction, because the the arms are moving towards the midline of the body, and scapular protraction, which involves the scapula, which contracts, and eccentric. Sorry about that. The muscles involved is triceps, the triceps, and bron bronchi pectoralis. Sorry about the pronunciation. It is like sort of here in the chest, and abdominal muscles that are in the core. So can you do one push up for me, please, one more time? So there, the hands going down. Can you do it? Going going down, the hands The elbow is contracting, which is contraction, and going up. The elbow is extending, which is eccentric. Yes, thank you. Okay, so the next exercise is the squats. Yes, so the squats is also sagittal because like it involves the lower parts of the body only, and the plane of movement is frontal, and the joint type is the hinge joint. And can you do a squat for me, please? So the going down, the lower state of the squat, it is dorsiflexion, and going up is plantar flexion. And the muscles involved in the squats is the gluteus maximus and the gluteus medius, which is right here, and which is right here below, yeah, below the buttocks, just below the buttocks. And else the hamstrings, which are here, and the quadriceps, which are here, and the bicep femoris, which is somewhere here, all right, which is somewhere here along the quadriceps. As you're moving down to the squat, it is concentric because the knee flexion is contracting, and as you move up, it is eccentric because the knee relax and it extends. So guys, the next exercise we'll be doing is the side laying hip adduction. So the plane of movement here is the coronal movement, and area of rotation is sagittal, and the joint type is ball and socket, and the action of the joint is adduction because it is the foot is moving away from the midline of the body, and the muscles activated is the gluteus medius, which is somewhere here just below the buttocks, and the tensor fiscae latae. I don't know about the pronunciation, but please forgive me, guys. So it is just like a muscle which is like straight here, and as you activate the muscles, can you do the it contracts and it extends, guys. So what contracts is partly of the latte, the muscles, the muscle, the tensor fiscae latae, which kind of contracts when the the leg is moving away from the midline, and kind of extends when the leg is moving towards the midline. So guys, the next exercise is going to be the Russian twist. So it's the plane of movement is like transverse, and the joint type is ball and socket, and the action of the joints is rotation because the hips are moving from the hips are rotating, and the muscles activated has to be the rectus abdominis transverse, which is commonly known as the abs, which are right there in the core, and the hip flexors, which are here in the hips, and the hips. And this exercise promotes knee flexion because of the limbs which are getting smaller and smaller. Here, as you can see, it promotes flexation because of the bending of the knees. Yes, and it's eccentric and concentric. Down.